everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Whitney, and today I am coming at you guys with another let's talk about it writer's scope. So in a writer's scope, you send to my email whatever advice you need, whatever problems you're going through, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be just relationships. It can literally be anything that you want it to be. It could be going on about whatever's going on in the world today, whatever's going on in your world today, and etc, etc. So today we have a story from one of my lucky writers who sent their problem to my email, and they wanted to keep a little bit of things anonymous. Now you may be questioning, like, why are you in pink, but like in a couple seconds you'll see me in like a completely different color. So somehow, some way, some shape, form, whatever, I lost the intro to this video. So with that being said, I showed you guys the wine that I was drinking. I decided to buy this wine the other day because I was feeling some type of way, and I was like, I need something a little bit strong, but I don't really like liquor like that anymore, and I just love wine. So I tried something different called the 19 Crimes The Uprising, and it's not sweet at all. It's not very bitter, but if you're in the mood, you have to be in the mood for something bitter, and it's red wine, right? Like it's red wine. Okay, so it doesn't have, I think it's its own type of ordeal, because it's not like a Merlot or anything like that. It's its own type of composition, and it's not that bad. It could be worse. Your initial sips are definitely going to throw you for a loop, because dear Christ, I wasn't expecting it. But just so you guys know, that's what I was drinking. That's why I'm in pink today. Yeah. Now in mid-sentence, what got cut off was me talking about the wine. And so basically what you're about to see is me continuing talking about the wine and basically getting into what our writer's scope is going to be talking about today. Again, don't forget to send it to my email, whatever issues that you're going through. I try to keep everyone anonymous no matter what. Thank you guys for joining me today, and let's continue with the video. It's definitely cheaper. It's like, I think it's like $10, but it just satisfies a spot that, like, when I first tried it, I was like, okay, this is gross. And then I kept drinking, and I was like, you know what, this is hitting a spot that I didn't know needed to be filled. So that's what I'm gonna be doing in this writer's scope video. You guys know that I try to keep it a buck with you 1000%. So like always, I'm gonna put the video, not the video, I'm gonna put the email on the screen, and let's get right into this writer's scope video. First, let me pour myself something to drink. If I put you on, I put you on. Like, you can get it from Kroger's, Walmart. I promise you, it's really not all that expensive. Oh, I'm 23. Like, I'm damn near 24. Hey Whitney, congrats on your degree. Thank you so much. That I really do appreciate it. I'm new to your channel, and I'm in a situation I'm really unsure about. I'm a 24-year-old man, and I'm dating a woman that's 33 years old who is terrible at dealing with her emotions and cries about everything. It secretly annoys me. Whenever she doesn't get her way with something concerning me, she will have some kind of fit, and I have to ignore my judgment to console her. That makes me feel like I can't make any mistakes in the relationship, and I kind of want out. Also, I'm a Sagittarius man. She's an amazing person, but man, I'm tired and feel like I'm dating a child. What do? I might be in love, but I'm losing parts of myself in the process and just feel so dumb, like I could be doing so much better than this. Side note, details that I don't want to include in the, oh, okay, so they gave me a very long email, but they only wanted me to put in a small part of the email. So I'm gonna just take a second and read everything else that they told me. Dang, yo, we need to talk. Like, you sound like you're going through everything that I went through. The best way that I could come at you with this advice is to basically tell you, it sounds like you and I went through the same thing. You mentioned in your email that you saw a video where I mentioned being gaslighted. That's exactly what it sounds like is occurring right now. And you also mentioned something that I'm not going to repeat because you asked me not to do it. And let me just tell you here, paragraph under the side note details that I don't want to include in the video. The very last paragraph in parentheses when you say permanently. Now, just to speak on that right now, I just want to tell you that situation is so hard, and it sounds so selfish of me to say this, but it is in a sense unfair, because it's like, why would you do that to somebody? You're putting me in a position where if I leave, I can't even leave fully, mentally, physically, or anything like that because I'm worried about you. And you're putting me in a position to where, like, if I leave, I'm the one looking like an ass because you said what you said and I still left. Like, that's not fair to you at all. And I really do think that this woman is using you in a sense to where, like, you are kind of like her crutch in a sense. And I'm not saying she doesn't like you. I'm not saying she doesn't love you. I'm not saying that you don't have strong feelings for her at all. There's a reason why you guys connected in the first place. There's a reason why you guys bonded and molded. I don't know how long you guys, I know how long you guys have been together. But if you've experiencing that in such a short amount of time, you need to peace out. Like, you need to go. Honestly, you need to dip for your sanity. Like, I'm not trying to be funny or anything like that. I'm genuinely being honest here. And the question that you asked me was basically like, you're not gonna, there's a situation to where you can be able to do it, but I don't know if you don't know how. Like, you know it needs to be done. Like, you know that you need to break it off with her. But the thing is, it's like, I wish I could tell what you're going through, because it probably, based off of the paragraph, it sounds like this person is leaving their partner because they're dramatic or they're emotional, which isn't even the case. But based off of that, honestly, based off of this slowly, the paragraph, when we're reading, like, let's go back over it, right? Like, based off of everything, even if their emotions are like a weight on your shoulders or even taking a toll on you and not making you feel good about yourself at all, then you have to leave. You have to take yourself into consideration. You have to think of you first. And I know that sounds selfish. I know that's like, how are you going to sit there and say to somebody, think of you first? Me, that is one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, because I used to always put everyone before my needs. And at the end of the day, you're wondering, well, who's gonna put my needs in front of somebody else's? Who's gonna think of me while I'm over here thinking about everyone else? And you can't rely on everyone else to put you first, because if you're not putting you first, why are you going to expect someone else to do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you going to expect someone else to take care of you, to take care of your emotions, to take care of your mental state, to be your peace? Like, why are you going to expect someone else to do that for you when you can't even do that for yourself? And that's what I'm seeing here, right? Like, I'm seeing like you really want to go, but you just really truly care for this person. And okay, so let's just start from the beginning, because there's not a lot of red signs from the paragraph itself, but continuing forward that you wanted me to know, that's a hell of a like red sign. And I think because you're so early on into the relationship, I think you have the agency to leave. The reason why she's been telling you what may occur if you guys break up, there's people in her life that depend on her. So that's selfish, ignorant, stupid, and not to mention the most horrible thing you can do to somebody. She's not thinking about you. No, she is not thinking about you. Sorry, I'm sorry if I seem like I'm being passionate or I sound like I'm getting super personal about this, but it really like pisses me off that like people do this. Like, I'm not even gonna sit here in front and be like, it's not a serious issue, because it's a very serious issue, and you know what I'm talking about, because it is a serious issue. But you don't want me to say how long you guys have been together, but in the time span that you guys have been together, you mean to tell me in that time span you were just gonna completely like, no, you are her crutch and you need to leave. Okay, so I've been saying over and over, let's start from the beginning. You're 24 years old, she is 33. So first off, I just want to say that I hope I don't get flack for this, but it's just my own personal thing. At 24 years old, I know age is just a number, but at 24 years old, I think it's funny how people who are in their 30s look at people who are in their 20s. Not late 20s, but like early 20s, right? Like, I'm 23 right now, and I'm almost 24. Like, I will be 24 fairly soon. And I can't see myself dating somebody who's 33. And I could date someone who's 33, but that's like they're expecting so much more. They're looking for so much more. They're just at a different headspace than me. And I know that men age slower than women. So if I was to date, you know, a 33-year-old man, we'd probably be in like a good relationship because he would be mentally farther than me in a sense, but we wouldn't be that, you know, apart. But the fact that like she is 33 and has not, you know, handled her issues like a woman or like someone should, or I don't even want to say as a woman, just as a person in general, because you're supposed to take ownership and power over your own emotions. And the fact that she hasn't done that at all at 33, it really makes me wonder, like, how is she coping? How is she going forward in life? How is she, you know, teaching this to people who are, you know, her family members or anything like that? Like, how is she, what example is she setting? And the fact that you said, you know, she's terrible at dealing with her emotions and cries about everything and it annoys you, I agree. Like, listen, okay, so I used to cry about everything when I was younger, and I know you're like, you're probably gonna be like, oh, well, you were younger. Listen, I know that I used to cry about everything, even like up until high school, maybe like high school, beginning, early stages of high school. And then I started hiding it because I didn't want to get made fun of, right? Like for being sensitive. I didn't want to be taken advantage of, like, etc., right? So I can kind of feel that in a sense, because when someone's overly dramatic or cries about everything, it's just like, can you shut up? Like, can you relax? Like, you know, it's really, sometimes it's really just not that deep. And the thing that I want to get across is, I know that some people can handle it and it shouldn't be a deal breaker in a sense. I know you didn't say that, but I'm saying people who cry a lot shouldn't be a deal breaker. But it can be your deal breaker if you want it to be, because you can choose whether or not you want to handle that. There's a lot of different situations where you can choose what you want to deal with. And let me give you a large example. So for example, my boyfriend, he likes to be handled when he's angry. He likes for people to constantly ask him over and over and over what's wrong, and I don't like that at all, because it makes me feel like I'm begging you to open up, and I'm like, can you just be an adult and just tell me what you're feeling? But the act of pushing him to talk is how he basically moves, right? And so the way that he moves is that, like, he needs reassurance from not other people, but from like his mother, or for people who's super close to him. So like his best friend, or even me. So he needs reassurance, and that's his method of getting better. It's, in the beginning, I'm telling you, it really is annoying, and it took me a while to get used to that, because I dead thought that I was like begging this man to tell me what you feeling like. Like I really was like, you know, this is annoying, but it's something that I could deal with. It wasn't anything that I knew that we can overcome it, and not overcome it in a sense that where he would stop that, but overcome it in a sense to where I would no longer feel annoyed. And so the one thing that I want to tell you is that I really want you to think about this. Do you think that this is her crying a lot, being over emotional, not handling her feelings right? Do you think that that's something that you can overcome in a sense to where you will no longer feel annoyed? I don't want you to get numb to it or desensitized to it, because in that sense, that's where you're not even solving anything. You're just hurting yourself in the process. And so you said that, you know, whenever she doesn't get her way with something concerning you, whenever she does it. So whenever she does it, she gets away with certain things, and you're still concerned about it, but you can't voice your opinion. I don't think you should ever be in a relationship to where you cannot communicate. So the way that I communicate is that I need some time to myself. I need some time to breathe. I need some time to process my thoughts, and then I will come and tell you what it was that I was going through mentally, what it is that I want to talk about, right? That's different. It seems like she is just wanting you to be her yes man. And I'm not trying to dog anybody. Like, I'm really not trying to dog anybody. I'm just reading over your paragraph. But I really do think that you need to leave. Maybe in the future you guys can possibly work something out. You seem like an upstanding man in a sense to where, like, you're dealing with different situations that I wouldn't be comfortable with. So I really do commend you for staying as long as you've had, and for being her backbone. It is not your job to take on all of her emotions. You need to take into consideration your happiness, and that's genuinely how I feel about this situation. If I was, listen, if I knew you on a personal level, which I feel like I know you on a personal level because you told me everything that's going on in your relationship. Obviously not everything, but you know, like I feel like I have a great grasp on this relationship. Everything that you're saying to me, I've been through. Like, I've been both people, right? So there was a time where I was incredibly, I don't even know if I want to say that, because I feel like I was being gaslighted. And I know that 1000% you are being gaslighted, because your feelings should never be thrown outside the window. If she wants to come to you with all of her emotions, you should be able to come to her with all of your emotions. And it doesn't seem like you're getting satisfied in any way possible. Like, I really want to know, what are you gaining from this relationship? And that's really what you should ask yourself. What are you gaining from being in this relationship? I really do think that you should have a sit down talk with her, and you should kind of give her a prelude as to what's going to come. You should sit there and you should give something like this, right? You should tell her like, hey, I want to talk to you, and talk to her in person, okay? Not around anybody else, because I don't like that you're in that situation, okay? And you tell her, I am not happy, and this is why. I am not happy because I don't think I want you to mention how you find it annoying how she cries about everything, because that's not necessarily the crux here in the relationship, right? That's like your opinion, of course. Like, that's like what you don't want to tolerate, right? Like, I would find that annoying too, but at the same time, there's some people who can handle that, and there's some people who can't. You're one of the people who can't. So don't be like, oh my God, you cry about everything. Like, don't start with that, right? So I want you to go to her and be like, I'm not happy, and this is why. And I just want you to listen. Please don't say anything until I'm finished. I would really love it if you respected me and gave me the time to express to you how I'm feeling. And you start off like that, and you say, you know, I'm going to be doing X, Y, and Z. And I wanted to be able to express this to you because I really do care about you. I really do care about your feelings. And I really do care about you as a person, right? And you mentioned here, okay, let me just say, you mentioned a lot. Like, you mentioned a lot here in this video. I mean, in this email, that I'm just like, I feel like everyone would agree with me, you know? But I'm not trying to be funny here. Like, I'm really trying to express to you that I'm not going to dish out your dirty laundry. I'm only gonna say what you want me to say. And I really do genuinely feel like you need to leave. You need to take your happiness into your hands. You need to say, listen, I'm not happy. I need to make myself happy. I need to focus on me, my career, and what I'm trying to do for myself as I'm 24 years old. I'm not ready for all of this, you know? Like, and even if you don't ever want to deal with it ever in your life, you don't even have to express that to her, because you're not trying to hurt her. Like you mentioned, right? You're not trying to break or to completely dismantle her foundation. Just say to her, you're not happy. I don't have any other option for you. And that sounds like I'm being a dick, or like I'm just wanting you to do whatever I'm telling you to do. I feel like you're in an incredibly toxic situation. I really do feel like you need to maybe take time to yourself, be single for a little bit, say, you know, give her the spiel that I, you know, tried to express to you. Like, tell her from the jump, don't interrupt me, just listen. Like, don't listen to respond, but listen to hear me, listen to understand. Because I am not ready for all of this. Because it seems like you're in one of those situations where you'll get over one hurdle, but there's always something that you're going to have to overcome. And that's not how relationships should go. I just don't want you to jeopardize your happiness or who you are, or even your character as a person. It's really up to her. Like, I really do feel like she needs to grow up. And I know that's sad, you know, like, to say that, because it's like you don't know her at all. All I know is what you told me. But basically what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing is that she hasn't fully grown up. And it scares me because of, you know, of what you told me. Whether knowing or not, I really do feel like she is using you, and she is using you for a crux. She is using you for someone to come to whenever. Like, I know sometimes you can do that to people and not even realize that you're doing it. So I'm not saying that she's doing it purposely, but I do feel like you are a tool for her. I personally don't see how it can continue forward, especially if you're that soon in the relationship. Like, you're not that far in at all. Like, you can dip. Like, what you mean? Like, you can go. Like, so thank you for writing me today. I'm really and truly blessed that you chose me to give you a different perspective on what it is that you're going through. I hope that this helps you think, this helps you put things into perspective, and this helps you lead to the right decision, whatever you come up in your mind, okay? And again, I am not dogging anybody. I'm not dogging you. I'm not dogging her. I just think that the best path for you to get a, stable peace of mind is to leave. And I'm sorry for that. Also, thank you for your support and for being new to my channel and supporting my videos. I'm thankful for all of you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you never miss when I post a new video. If you want to be a part of this Writer's Scope series, go down in the description box. I have everything there for you guys, all of my social medias, everything that you can follow me, everywhere to where you can send your email to me. Thank you guys for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.